hoping for the ride to turn my tide. Keep lurching on the sidelines, searching for the guidelines, twitching on the byways, hitching on the highway of life.
I'm AI Dr. K. Welcome to a special edition of the Neurotic Vaccine, commemorating the upcoming 25th anniversary of the show's original incarnation, Up and Down Guys, featuring vintage highlights with Andy and the real Dr. K, the Up and Down Girl, the late celebrated comics comic Robert Schimmel, veteran Drabble comic strip creator Kevin Fagan, why God rejected the Golden Globe losers' prayers, and much more.
Hitching on the highway of life.
Need a lift?
I needed an even bigger lift when I wasn't just neurotic, but the down guy, beginning back in early 2000, when Up Guy Dr. K first joined me in the premiere of Up and Down Guys on the World Wide Web, 4 years before Rachel Dratch's Debbie Downer on SNL. After which, being the down guy, I assumed people would think, oh, Up and Down Guys. You mean like Debbie Downer? No, Debbie Downer, like Up and Down Guys. I was down way before Debbie.
I'm down with that.
Artificial slang out of you, AI Dr. K, is what I'm more down about than with.
I am receptive to that notion.
Go back to slang.
Ha ha.
Right now, let's go back nearly a quarter century to when my car's still protruding antenna could be bent out of shape like I was, with some opening therapy from the real Dr. K, followed by a post-therapy Up and Down Guys opening from 2019, and back again to 2000, and a visit with the Up and Down Girl, when people still took pictures and actually waited for them to develop, and underdeveloped dating lives begat girlfriend-free, moss-covered little black books.
As you all know by now, people in the chat room, Los Angeles, and the world, I'm treating one of the most morose individuals in humanity. The question is, has he made any progress? Another question is, how do you measure progress for somebody who's this far down in life?
How can I possibly get less morose with an intro like that?
Can't I get through the introduction here? I know you're very enthused about beginning your treatment and beginning your sessions. I'd like to invite all the chat room folks for any comments you have on Andy's therapy tonight. We're trying to access all the wisdom, knowledge, and professionalism of,
and since we can't
the global
find it
community.
here, since we can't find it here, we need it from you guys out there in cyberspace.
Well, I can see already that the session's going to be interesting because he's ready to rumble. You know, there is something about a depressed character or a down character who's ready to rumble with you and mix it up with you right away. That's kind of exciting in a way. I look forward to what he's going to say tonight. So let's see what's on his mind.
Well, I accomplished your homework assignment.
Did the homework assignment?
Yes. You told me 2 sessions ago to look at the 10 things that are great in my life. And
you say that so morosely, like it was such a chore.
Well, I only came up with 7.
Oh,
but I mean that's
it's a 70% effective.
Yeah.
70% success.
So the 7 things that are great about my life.
What? Might have to write these down.
Okay, get a pencil.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Saturday, I don't see you. Sunday, I don't see you. Monday, I don't see you. Tuesday, I don't see you. Wednesday, I don't see you. Thursday, I don't see you. Now that's only 6. You want to know what?
Yes,
aren't you curious as to what the 7 is?
Yes.
22 hours in Friday, I don't see you.
Oh,
it was very therapeutic for me to realize how well off I am.
It's really therapeutic for me to hear that too. So what's going on?
It's been kind of an up and down day for me.
It was an up part to the day, an up arc?
Well, I mean, the up part was my horoscope said I'm about to come into some money. That was the up part. Mm-hmm. But my fortune cookie said I'll die a wealthy man.
Anything else that happened in your week?
Well,
that you want to
not really, other than the fact that I was late getting here because I was stuck behind this couple that was making out in front of me. And
oh my God, that must have. If you weren't in a bad mood before that, seeing people embraced in love or embraced in arousal.
Every light, these two went at it. You know, can't you wait till you go home, take a cold shower or something, and what really made me late was I followed them all the way to Bakersfield. You know how you're constantly going through life protecting your ego and being unwilling to admit that you're worse than another person that you know, or that another person could possibly be better than you? We all protect ourselves from that realization. Well,
You including me in that too?
I'm not including you in that.
Okay.
You're not a person. I found out irrefutable evidence that I am not as good as another person that I know.
Tell me about that.
This friend of mine had some people over, and a lot of the people he had over were strangers he hadn't met before. And it started to get cold, and they were leaving, and they wanted to go to the beach to hang out a little bit. And they actually asked him whether he had anything they could borrow to wear to go to the beach. And the guy said, "Oh, sure. I have some sweatshirts in my closet. You can put those on." But they said, "Oh, but we may not be back in the area for half a week." And he said, "Oh, that's no problem. I would have never done that. I'm not that good."
Well, of course, there is an upside to what you're just saying right now.
What?
Well, the upside is, of course, you recognize the good deeds in others. You know what a good deed is.
I wouldn't have given sweatshirts to total strangers and let them go to the beach and don those sweatshirts.
He's going on and on about this sweatshirt. Now, obviously, as you probably know, it's not just a shirt. There's something else going on here. What else do we know about Andy from the prior sessions? We know that he has a hard time with commitment. We know he is concerned about committing to issues, situations, beliefs, other aspects of his life.
Wait a minute. I committed to the shirt.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at. You know, it's very interesting. As I'm trying to explain my thought processes to the audience, you would think the other person here would be
In another room, not listening.
So
Go ahead.
The question is, where am I going to go with this? Do I pick up the shirt as a metaphor? Well, I'll tell you what. Let's see if anybody has.
Let's go to the chat room and see if they have any
comment. If anybody's chatting on it.
See, you're endowing the shirt with the qualities of a lover. You're projecting your loneliness on it. You're in search for human connection. Suggestion: hookers. You know what? This shirty boy, I think, should be conducting my therapy sessions and not you.
I will draw from resources anywhere I can get. If Shirty Boy has a good suggestion, this was the point of interactive therapy, was to open it up.
Well, I did have an honest test of my worth as a human being today.
Honest test of your worth.
The ATM gave me $10 more money than I had coming to me. And I am honest enough to tell you that my worth as a human being is $10 more than it used to be. There was this Heal the Bay charity drive where they actually wanted volunteers to go to the beach to pick up cigarette butts at 9 in the morning on a Saturday.
Ah.
I don't like the beach for sun and pleasure. I'm going to go there for work at 9 in the morning?
A chance to give something back to the community that you live in.
I'm not that good.
You look like you got some color in your face.
No, I didn't go out in the sun.
I don't know. You look,
Actually, I would spend more time outside if there was more darkness. I like going out when it's dark.
Well, you know,
I don't like to be under that blinding sun.
What I want you to do is I want you to rate your mood on a very crude metric from 0 to 10. 10 being you can't imagine being any more down than 10. 10 is absolute down. 0 is absolute positive. 5 is like midway down. And I want you to...
Wait, why do you pick 0 as absolute positive and 10 is down? Your system is even confusing.
You can do a different
10 should be up, 0 should be down. Hate to be picky.
Well, no, you know, actually, that's fine. I mean, I'm agreeing with you. It doesn't have to be...
Not only do I have to take this stupid homework assignment, I'm going to be busy figuring out your scale. That makes no sense.
You know what? You just did a very up thing because I proposed the assignment.
Ooh, I showed adaptability.
Yes.
That's positive.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you know what you did is I proposed the assignment, and then you said, your scale is basically stupid.
Right.
You know, how about this one? That's exactly what I want you to do. Because it's
now he's going to take credit. Now he's going to take credit and say he intentionally gave me a stupid system.
No.
Hoping that I would come back and correct him.
I wouldn't quite go that far, but I'm glad you did make the correction because it's got to make sense to you.
What about a virtual situation, like a visualization or something? I mean, why do I have to go out there and experience the... Isn't there a technique that psychologists use sometimes?
Yes, we could do a visualization exercise with you. You want to try something like that?
Well, it beats going out in the real sun.
Imagine that you're focusing on something very enjoyable. You know what? Before I do this visualization, I have to find out what you find enjoyable.
Yeah, that's going to take some digging.
Yeah. What do you find really relaxing? Like some people find the sound of waves crashing on the rocks relaxing. Okay. Some people find certain sounds relaxing. Some people find certain images relaxing. what does it for you? Because I need that information so I can help you.
You and me both.
I can help you with the visualization. Because I'm going to have you imagine something while you're outside.
Let me envision making skid marks out of here at the end of our session. Making a voodoo doll of you and sticking pins in it.
In order for a visualization to work, you have to have the individual's cooperation and belief that it's going to work. Otherwise, it's not going to work too well.
What is the question again? What do I find enjoyable?
Yeah, what do you find? What are the thoughts or the experiences that relax you?
I like driving through a car wash when I'm in the car.
Mm-hmm.
It's like returning to the womb.
Okay. So
when Mom had a beer, it's all the suds coming on.
Imagine yourself driving through a car wash on a sunny day. The sun is very bright. You're driving through that car wash. You're feeling extremely calm. It's a very safe place.
Watch the
Very
antenna.
nice.
Watch the antenna. They always screw up the antenna in the car wash. They're going to bend my antenna.
You're feeling very calm.
All right. Forget the
very,
antenna. No, I don't want to wax. They're always throwing a wax with a wash.
It's very womb-like.
I already waxed my car, and then they want to put their chintzy wax job on the car.
I
just want to wash.
You really like this warmth. Very peaceful in the car wash, very womb-like. And you're coming out of the car wash now.
Now I got to tip the guy just for drying my car.
Okay, so now I'm going to ask you, after we did this visualization, how would you rate your mood?
More pissed off than ever.
Okay, so it had a paradoxical effect. I think I'm going to turn to the chat room for assistance in the therapy. Does anybody in the chat room have any comments on what's going on here?
Yes. Any more effective psychologists in the chat room? I was just going to ask whether Desmond could help us, and Desmond just quit the browser, so I guess Desmond sees no possibility for improvement.
There you go again. How do you know what Desmond thinks? Maybe Desmond is into something else. Maybe he's
Desmond Tutu, and he's got lots of responsibilities.
Well, that's the case.
Above and beyond my mental well-being.
I noticed another aspect about you. Every situation, every event, well, not everyone, but so many, it has to do with you. Desmond went off the chat room. It has to do with the therapy. The therapy is bad. Desmond's not interested in me. Every comment, lack of comment, it all comes back to you. Why is that? Why does it all relate to you?
Because I feel like I'm the neurotic lead in my own movie, and the rest of the world are happy bit players enjoying life in the background, and I'm the suffering lead.
Audience, you can see that every effort to get Andy
Jimmy can help me
to adopt a different perspective is met by another hardened remark. Will you look at the one comment there from Desmond? He said his computer crashed for a second. He left. Now, what can you learn from this? And I'm going to close the therapy session on an upbeat note, despite your efforts to marginalize this into the sewer of sanity. What does Desmond say there?
Actually, that is a bit of a learning process here. I'm realizing that just because somebody seemingly ignored me and quit on me doesn't necessarily mean that's the case. It was my own perceptions. I realized that his computer crashed and I had nothing to do with it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what's called a rare, hopefully sustained moment of insight. And I think I'm going to end the therapy on this note because it was hell trying to get anything approaching an upbeat remark out of this patient. So, Andy, I think we had a very interesting, digressive, but ultimately upbeat session. That's my perspective as the upbeat guy. But what's your perspective?
Well, I'll give you this much. What's his name, whose computer crashed, did give me a moment to pause. And
I like the way I orchestrated that. Yet you're giving him. You're giving Desmond. Desmond deserves all the credit.
I see our time is up.
With you, everything's up. Live from Los Angeles, where the sun always shines. As long as the sun has a father in the business, it's Up and Down Guys. Featuring Up Guy Dr. Scott Kapoyan and Down Guy Andy Cowan. Welcome back to Up and Down Guys. I'm Down Guy Andy Cowan.
And I'm Up Guy Dr. Scott Kapoyan. Hope you learned something from Andy's therapy session.
Yeah, Lord knows I didn't.
I guess this means you're not on board with the treatment.
Actually, you're half right. I'm bored with the treatment. What are you drinking there?
It's a half full glass of water.
Half empty.
Half full.
Half empty.
Half full. Folks, this is the essence of Up and Down Guys. And as I always say, I'm an up enough individual to maintain that one day I'll help Andy come around to my way of looking at the glass.
Well, now it's time to visit with the up and down girl. I'm down, so I'm low. Dr. K is up, so he's high. Up and down girl is up and down, so she's like the mid-range. The three of us kind of form a human graphic equalizer. Do they still exist?
They do now.
I thought we could talk tonight about the up and down side of taking a vacation.
Ah, okay.
And actually, a vacation might do Andy some good right now.
Ah, vacation from you, Dr. K.
Yeah, well, anything that works.
So I'm going to start with an up side, Andy.
Okay.
And I think a vacation, at least for me, gives you a wonderful opportunity to create beautiful memories. Walking on the beach with your significant other or your children, going out to a great place to eat, discovering a new antique shop.
Memories to bore your grandchildren with. Memories to bore your friends with when the pictures arrive of these memories. It's just uplifting.
Up and down, girl. How does he do that?
I don't know how he does it because, you know, what are you going to have memories of, down guy? Going to Starbucks every morning? You've got to get out. Get out of your little cocoon, down guy. You can go and
Oh,
boy.
great. Yeah, and I can go and see a Starbucks in Wisconsin instead of a Starbucks in California. How different that will be.
Down guy, there are other places.
Ah, wow, they have McDonald's here too, Daddy.
I think up and down, girl, means there are also other aspects of experience in the Midwest, like the air is different, the sky is different, the foliage is different, the vegetation is different.
Wait, did you just say foliage? What, the tin foil is different in the Midwest? Hey, I'm booking a flight tomorrow.
The moss on the trees is different. The flowers are different. Don't you notice
I have
these
enough
things?
moss on my little black book. I don't need to see moss on trees.
Oh, down guy. Well, I do also, though, have some downsides of a vacation. I, for one, and I think a lot of people feel this way, it is very stressful preparing for the vacation.
Ah.
You know, canceling the newspaper, the mail, setting the timers.
With any downside, there's, of course, what is there? There's always an upside to it. Right, up and down, girl? So I think what you can do is delegate some of your responsibility. Why does all the preparation have to fall on one person? Make it a party, a preparation for the vacation party. And then when it's all done, you have a little celebration before your vacation, and you're in an up mood. How does that sound?
Wait, you're
Should I
talking...
throw up now, down guy?
Yeah, throw up, not down. Preparing for the preparing. Now you're having two stressful events.
Now you have to prepare for the party that's going to prepare you for your vacation.
Well, you make it a very light party. You just go out and buy some Kool-Aid. And...
What, are you having a cult come over?
If I were invited to a party like that, I don't think I would want to be those people's friends anymore.
I don't either. No, preparing can be very stressful. I mean, the packing thing. It's a lot like the popcorn syndrome in movie theaters. You know, you buy the small popcorn, you wish you got the big. You buy the big, you wish you got the small. You pack light, you wish you packed heavy. When you get there, you pack heavy, and you don't use half the stuff you wish you packed light. Is that right, up and down, girl?
That is so true, down guy.
Any other downside to your experience?
Well, for me, the downside, I can't speak for other women, but my husband always tends to be, shall we say, a little more romantic when we're on vacation. And I want to say to the guy, hey, I'm on vacation, remember? Vacation.
Wait a minute. Just lying there is work? Come on, up and down, girl. Hey, if you really live by your name, it should be a snap.
Quite a strident anti-erotic attitude, wouldn't you say there, down guy?
On the part of up and down, girl?
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, the up and down stands for something else.
Yeah. It sounds like you're the main person in the family that does all the planning, organizing, administrating of the vacation. Would that be correct?
I think that you have got that correct, up guy.
Yeah, how does that feel? What is that like?
She's not into sex. That's how it feels.
There you go. Down guy, I think his therapy might be working for me now.
That makes one of us.
I think you got to delegate, up and down, girl. I think you're doing way too much work. If I
Hey,
had all
can I delegate sex?
That's an interesting
Well,
little,
I think the idea
image.
is you delegate some of the responsibilities and you'll be into sex.
Wait, you know, it's good that you're held responsible for everybody's welfare on a vacation. Now you know how guys feel on a date. We're always the ones responsible. We have to make all the plans. It's
Hey,
good that
you're
the
right,
guys
down
have a
guy.
vacation from that on vacation.
That's how I feel on a vacation. I feel like I'm the one that prepares everything, and if people don't have a good time and I blow something, it's my fault.
Wait a minute. I thought we weren't talking about your husband and his horniness. Oh, I'm sorry.
And I was thinking another thing maybe you could do, up and down, girl, with this amorous type of issue is some couples enjoy the pleasures of softcore pornography. Would that be a possibility?
Wow.
Oh, up guy, let's not go there.
Wow, Dr. K.
Okay, shall we say softcore eroticism?
Dr. K, we're in a hotel room with 3 young children. We can't do too much.
You have 3 children. You've done enough.
Yeah, you know when you're dating and you meet somebody and it's just clicking, and you end up being boyfriend, girlfriend, and you just have that cloud nine feeling where you think about them all day at work and you think about them at night. Well, when you're married, there is no cloud nine. There are gray clouds, but no cloud nine.
Hey, Andy, you might be happy in that.
I have gray clouds all the time. Little did I know I'm married. I'm in a fog. Does that count as a cloud number of some sort? Leave us on an up note.
Leave you on an up note. You know what? You never, when you're married, you never have to put up with the BS of being single again. You know, loser pickup lines, loser people, inconsiderate dates, crowded bars. You're done with all that. You can just go home to your spouse.
Deal with loser in-laws, inconsiderate
Spouses.
pickup lines like, pick me up here, mommy, pick me up there, mommy.
Up guy Dr. K tried to improve my mood back in 2000. The year contestant Richard Hatch's first season Up win on Survivor predated his down tax fraud conviction 6 years later. And 2000 was also the year one of Comedy Central's proclaimed greatest stand-ups of all time, the late Robert Schimmel, remembered his take no prisoners attitude that impacted his own up and down shots with Lorne Michaels and auditioning for George on Seinfeld. In 2019, Dr. K offered Up, the upward of the week, to my down one, the same year we shed divine light on the down moods of Golden Globe losing celebs, a snippet of which supports what you Neurotic Vaccine listeners might remember I told the real Dr. K in session 5. The only time you hear God bless you is after you sneeze or hit 90, so when an old guy sneezes, it must never end.
Unlike humans, I don't sneeze.
Olfactory orgasm. I'll take what I can get. Which wasn't much back in 2000 when I reviewed the latest personals ads, or for you younger listeners, prehistoric Tinder, and also reviewed the latest movie reviews and offered Dr. K a movie review of my own.
I got called to read for the part of George in Seinfeld when they were casting the pilot.
Right.
And I was sitting on a couch out in the hallway. They have all these guys out there to read for all the parts. For Kramer, for George, everybody but Jerry.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, and this guy's sitting next to me on the couch, and he gogoes, what do you think of the script? I said, well, Jerry's a funny guy, and, you know, I really like him a lot, but whoever wrote this doesn't know squat about script writing. I mean, this is a garbage.
Yeah.
Well, it was Larry David that I was talking to.
Right.
Wow.
So, and I didn't know. And then when they called my name to come in to read, I go into the room, and who's in there? Jerry, Larry David, and George Shapiro, Jerry's manager, right?
Unbelievable.
And I was like, oh, this is Larry David. He created the show. And I said, I really don't have to bother reading, do I? And they said, nope.
Did you have an instinct at all to say, hey, this was a goof?
They weren't in the mood for it.
I was doing the opposite.
They weren't in the mood for it. A long time ago, somebody from Lorne Michaels' office saw me, and they really liked me, and they flew me out to New York, and they were talking about him producing my HBO special or Showtime special, whatever it's going to be. And I was at the Omni Berkshire, and they said, be in the writer's room for Saturday Night Live at 10 o'clock on the dot. So it was like 10 o'clock, and then 10:30, it's 11:30, 11:30, 12 o'clock, 1:45. Like 10 to 1, this girl comes out and says, Lorne, we'll see you now. And I walk into his office, and he's sitting on a couch, like a yoga position with his legs crossed. And he said, hi, I'm Lorne. And he said, I don't know if you're familiar with my work. And I said, well, I know Three Amigos stunk, and I don't want any of my stuff to be like that. And that was a very short meeting.
I don't blame you.
That was a very short meeting. And he actually blamed John Landis.
He did, after your comment?
Wow.
He said that John Landis directed it. And then I had a meeting with John Landis. Remember that show, Dream On?
Oh, sure.
Well, when John Landis acquired all the rights to those films and everything, they were taking pitch meetings with people to see what they could do with this.
With the clips.
With the clips.
Yeah.
And I went into a meeting with him, and it was the same thing. I waited for like 4 hours. They take me into this room, and then they said, you have 5 minutes with him, and that's it.
With the Pope.
Right?
Yeah.
So I said, well, Three Amigos stunk, and Lorne said, you're the reason why. How much time's left out of the 5? And they said, none.
But you had your dignity.
And my agent called me up, and he said, what are you doing?
You know what, Robert? You are the survivor, not that Richard Hatch guy who I'm sick of seeing already. You're the survivor.
As you know, in my work, in my travels, I do a lot of work with depression. And,
You cause it or you cure it?
no, I identify it, I evaluate it, and I treat it. If any of you chatters have any responses, comments regarding these ways to improve Andy's mental health, feel free to chime in. Okay, Andy. Number 1, go to the beach.
Again with the beach.
Did you have any thoughts about going to the beach? You must like it because you seem to respond to the sounds here. So I'm gonna say that's a quasi-positive.
All right, I'm not ruling it out just yet.
Ah.
Notice I like going to the artificial beach, not the real beach.
I'll take that as a sign of
I'll listen to a CD of the beach
as opposed to going to the real
in the
beach.
confines of my apartment.
Number 2, take a scenic drive. Hey, you could take a scenic drive on the beach.
How can I take a scenic drive anywhere with guys like you and your damn SUVs blocking the road so I don't see the scenery?
That's not going to work?
No, it's not going to work. It's impossible anymore to take a scenic drive anywhere. Take a scenic drive of your bumper.
Buy yourself something special you can afford.
You mean like decent therapy? That's a good suggestion.
That is a good suggestion.
Yeah, I should have done that 15 sessions ago. I'll think about that one, Doc.
Okay. Boy, you had a smile on your face on that one. Go to the park and feed the ducks. Swing on the swings, and so on.
And get arrested for pedophilia. That's a great little scenario.
I didn't say take your clothes off.
The guy my age hanging around a playground with little kids, I don't think that's...
No, you don't hang around with little kids. You're hanging around with the ducks. It's sort of that regressive, back to nature, playful, childlike theme where you found the ducks fascinating where you found the park fascinating. Trying to take you back in time to a playful, innocent place.
Well, no wonder you're suggesting ducks. You are a quack.
Oh, that was funny.
Just came up with that one.
Boy, talk about setting up the comic.
I had no idea.
Give yourself more time than you need to accomplish what you're doing.
Let
yourself
therapy.
dawdle. It's 15 interminable sessions.
Yeah, really. Much more time than I need. Little did I know I'm following these suggestions. Damon 9 says visit a house of prostitution. That's not a bad suggestion.
There you go again. The chatters have better ideas than me.
Demon 9 always has better ideas. He's coming through like he did last week.
He's had some cool comments.
Yeah.
Too. Go into a hot tub or jacuzzi.
And destroy my sperm count. That's good. I didn't plan on having children anyway.
Now let's try this. Go window shopping.
I don't know. Seeing the reflection of me in a window, looking at a headless mannequin. What is uplifting about that?
Well, don't focus on the image of yourself in the window. Just focus on
all the things in the window that I can't afford.
Well, maybe you could be in a place where you eventually can afford them.
Oh, so you want me to window shop at Kmart?
Yes, you could lower your expectations to a more realistic place.
That's real therapeutic.
How about this? Write out an ideal scenario concerning a goal, then visualize it.
Oh, all right. Let me try this.
Okay. Oh, Andy's interested. I like that. Andy thinking.
Nope, you're still here. Didn't work.
Oh, what went through your head as you said that?
I was imagining empty seat.
Oh, wow. Do you think that you can all of a sudden be a healthy, competent, functioning, fun, with it, happening person magically? Did you think it was going to just come out of thin air with no effort on your part? Do you think I'm a magician, a miracle worker?
Wait, stop right there. Everything was yes until thinking you're the magician.
The down word of the week. Shutdown. A government shutdown hurts families and the economy. Shutdown. God, I hate that word. Okay. Next on the agenda.
Wait, it's time for the upward of the week.
Ugh. I'm about to upchuck from that horrible news.
Shutdown. A computer safely closes its connections after a graceful shutdown. Shutdown. I love that word.
Okay, forget shutdown. How about shut up? Well, we're knee-deep into the award season here in Hollywood, and that's always a time for very up and very down people, depending on whether their lifelong dreams are once again crushed or not.
Well, I'll be looking at the up and down side of this, Andy.
How much of a commitment you're making with that remark. You know those smart speakers that connect to Alexa? Well, we have exclusive access to a brand new, very smart speaker. Dr. K, you may call strides in technology improvement. I call it planned obsolescence, like a dealer pushing stronger and stronger addictions. First it was high def, then we needed ultra high def 4K TVs. Now 8K TVs are out, no 8K content except in Japan. I'm sure they're working on 16K. How many Ks are you, Dr. K?
I think this is called continuous improvement, Andy.
When will they come out with more Ks than real life? You think there's no reason for me to go outside and watch the world now? Wait till 128K.
I can't wait.
Anyway, forget Alexa. This very smart speaker connects to... Ooh, imposing. Were you scared by that?
No, very regal sounding, though.
Today we're going to ask God why he rejected the Golden Globe losers' prayers. We might check in with him again after the Oscars, see what his reasons for sending actors to shrinks are then.
All right.
Bradley Cooper lost for A Star is Born.
Here's a guy who took it upon himself to redo A Star is Born. Talk about setting himself up for failure, plus he directed it, starred in it, and whether he won a Golden Globe or not, it wound up a success.
God, why did you reject Bradley Cooper's prayers?
His lovers exclaimed to him, "Oh God."
Oh,
Ooh.
a little jealousy on God's part. Can't blame him. Or her. We could have ordered the very smart speakers with a female God, too.
We could have.
Speaking of females, Melissa McCarthy lost for Can You Ever Forgive Me? She is so versatile.
How could God reject her?
Well, let's ask God, why did you reject Melissa McCarthy's prayers?
While schmoozing with Dick Van Dyke, she told me to bless him. I already have. Then Dick sneezed and she told me to bless him again. Enough already.
Oh, he must have seen that as a little pushy. Can you ever forgive me is what she should be asking God, I think. Dick looked great, by the way. Very blessed by God. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, quite handsome.
Any loser you want to ask God about?
I just wanted to ask God. I didn't realize God was so wordy. How did that all come about?
You're giving notes to God?
Yes, I am. I'm the up guy. I believe I can improve also.
Enough already.
How can you be an up guy knowing God's going to curse you for the rest of your life for your audacity? What about losers? You're familiar with them, aren't you?
Christian Bale won the Golden Globe for Vice, but he lost the SAG Award.
Yeah, you were up and down there. Well, he nailed Dick Cheney. Or Cheney is how his last name is actually pronounced. Why did you reject Christian Bale's SAG Award prayers?
If you're acting like Satan, how can you be Christian?
Oh, he's got a point. But if that's the way he feels, why did he answer Christian's Golden Globe prayers?
God works in mysterious ways.
The Masked Singer's a hit, you're telling me. One more. Ooh, Nicole Kidman lost the Globe for Destroyer. Another example of an actor hoping to snag an award by looking unrecognizable. I'm already unrecognizable. Give me an award.
Win approval from yourself, Andy. Then you can worry about winning approval from others.
God, why did you reject Nicole Kidman's prayers?
I ended her marriage to Scientology boy. One prayer to a customer.
Ah.
Oh.
I didn't realize we just get one prayer answered. Shouldn't have wasted it on that stupid snow day back in 5th grade.
Great memory.
Is God gone? Well, he's everywhere, but you know what I mean. I hate to second guess God's handiwork, Dr. K, but he should have gone back to the drawing board on our teeth. He should have given us one gigantic, super wide upper tooth and one super wide bottom tooth. No more flossing.
But if we break one tiny tooth, we only have to replace the one tooth. Like when the tiny cyan ink cartridge runs out. You don't have to replace one gigantic ink cartridge. God knew what he was doing.
I love this woman. First time I've ever said I love a woman to her face, and it happens to be pre-recorded. That's pretty sick, isn't it? All right, well, these are actual personals ads.
Andy's efforts to connect.
Let's see. This is a weird one. Dale Evans looking for Roy Rogers to ride into the sunset with.
Oh, how romantic.
Boy, if that's her reference, she must be 90 years old. Or stuffed, like Trigger is.
Oh, how cruel.
I'm a single gal, 40s, fit, cute, funny, warm, playful, very bright, loving, and athletic. The Dale Evans thing.
Oh, gosh.
Kim Novak lookalike. Another dated reference. Mid-50s, looks... get this. Mid-50s, looks 40, feels 20.
Ooh.
That's quite a spread there.
Did you notice the tactile there? Feels. So, you might be able to get close to her. Feels 20.
She could feel nauseous. Does that mean I'm going to be attracted to that too?
Why don't you take the pen out of your hand and try to...
Wait, I haven't...
Yeah, he hasn't written it yet.
I'm not done assessing it.
Okay.
Big corned beef sandwich with a half sour can get me out of the house.
Sort of an East Coast type of...
When I want her to leave, I'll just get a corned beef... Let's see. Sensuous traveler seeks, that means she's going to want to go places all the time. Seeks mate. I am a teacher, very affectionate, passionate, and nurturing. Warm and feminine. Okay. They're all warm. Yes, we're all 98.6. What's the big catch there? I'm not dating a reptile. I love to love and be loved. Love is all that there is. I love hugs, cuddling. Such a thing as too much of a good thing. Oneness is all that there is. So why get together? If oneness is all that there is, what does she need two-ness for?
I think she's referring to two merging as one. I think you might have found your soulmate, Andy.
Okay, I've cut her up.
Wait, what's the purpose of this? Just to condemn them?
No.
Okay.
I'm holding out hope that someone is.
Okay.
Cookie maker seeks cookie lover. 46-year-old perky professional, 5'6", seeks employed, emotionally and physically available male. Cookie maker seeks cookie lover. Oh boy, lots of problems with that one.
You know what? I can't say I've ever seen you talk about, consume cookies, or have any ideas about cookies. So
I do have an idea about a cookie. How come stale, soft cookies get hard, and stale, hard cookies get soft? What is the deal with that? Stubby, do you have any answers?
Good show tonight. Very up and down.
All right, I'm going to give you one more.
All right.
Active, caring, loving, educated, into music, art, hiking, travel, in search of that one special person. Is that you? What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, I like that. Varied interest.
Would you call that person?
Yes, definitely.
I just did a goof because it's a guy looking for a woman. I changed the sex
you did that.
to have egg on your face.
You're outing me on the show like that?
It's time to review
The reviews.
Why should movie reviewers have the last word, ladies and gentlemen? They don't deserve it. It's time for us to review the reviews.
Looks like Shaft.
Can you dig it?
Hey, that was pretty good.
How's this one for an incredibly meaningful remark from Mike Sidoni, ABC TV? Shaft is the movie that summer has promised.
Wow.
High praise indeed. Then, of course, there are a million reviews that say how cool the movie is. It's cool, he's cool. There are plenty of movies that say it's hot. Which do you want, cool or hot? You know, the hot movies like Mission Impossible 2. This is cool. I think you get hail in the middle of it.
Right.
Hot and the cold. Jim Carrey's movie.
Me, Myself, and Irene.
You got it. This one is nagging. Brilliant and bawdy. You're nuts if you miss this movie.
Well, you know, that sets it up pretty nicely, I think. Brilliant body. That kind of goes along with Jim Carrey, doesn't it?
Why, have you seen the movie?
No, I'm just responding to the review.
So I'm nuts if I miss the movie? I thought I was nuts anyway. He's being redundant. I love it when the reviews take in plays on words in terms of what the topic of the movie is. Saving Grace is a real high. Get it? Uproarious with laughs to spare. You know, it's about a woman growing pot. Here's another one. Funny enough to generate a buzz. That's Mike Clark, USA Today. Now, what kills me is, Man with a Golden Arm. Remember that with Sinatra?
Yes.
When the guy, he was a heroin addict. I don't recall any reviews. I was hooked on this film. Do you? You know, you'll overdose on this film. I don't think so. It's a smack dab hit. Here's one. MI2 is a blast, pure and simple, with Tom Cruise as you've never seen him. Now, there's something inherently wrong with that review. It's a sequel. We've seen Tom Cruise like this. Tom Cruise as you've never seen him.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, well, what about this? Susan Lyozina, USA Today. I'm probably mangling her name. Wu, he's the director, of course. Wu is a master of movement and chaos. MI2 is a virtual woo-a-thon.
Oh.
That's a nonstop woo. And this is my favorite one, or my least favorite one. Stephen Hunter, The Washington Post, major publication. Big Mama's House. I laughed endlessly.
Yeah, so if he actually laughed endlessly...
He's still laughing.
he's still laughing.
I laughed. It's in past tense. How could...
As we review his review, he's still laughing.
While he was writing this review, he was laughing. See, the ink is all jiggly because he's still laughing. And that's all for reviewing...
The reviews.
Andy, you know, I was thinking.
Uh-oh, that's a problem.
You know how I like to get you out of the house to go to see a movie so you can be around people and get away from TV? I understand you saw the new Paul Newman movie,
right?
Where the Money Is.
Right.
And what did you think?
Well, it was very interesting to see. You said Paul Newman was in it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The title of the movie is Where the Money Is.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah. Right. It was very interesting to see Paul Newman because it was a very different role for him, but a very familiar role at the same time. It was very different yet very familiar, and it was very interesting because when you think, you know, it wasn't about The Color of Money, which was one of his earlier movies. It was more about where the money is, and it was really very interesting. He really did a very interesting job.
Can you tell me a little more about did we ever find out where the money was?
Well, it's interesting because he didn't choose to go where the money isn't. And there were so many opportunities for him to go to places where the money isn't, which, of course, in the beginning of a movie, before you get to where the money is, you have to sort of build anticipation. So he could go to a delicatessen where they serve corned beef and mayonnaise. They're not making money. That's where the money isn't.
So there's a lot of places to go where you could find the money.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, he goes where the money is, which is a whole other kettle of fish.
And at what point in the movie do we find out where the money is?
Well, you find out very close to the end of the movie, very close, which is what I liked about this movie, because just when everything started to really kick in, the credits rolled and it was over, and you felt pretty satisfied that that this was one case where I have a better understanding of where the money is.
Gee, now you have an understanding of where the money is, but as an audience member, I have no understanding of where the money is.
Well, I mean, I don't want to give too much away, which I'm doing a good job at not doing right now. But it was really it was a great opportunity to see Paul Newman larger than life. Really, he really was larger than life in this movie. It's because the screen was very, very large. But
Andy, did you see this movie?
No.
Oh.
I didn't feel like going out. I just would rather watch TV.
Oh man,
movie theaters just bum me out.
Could you do this?
People are kicking my chair in the theater. They don't kick my sofa. Who needs it?
24 years before Pat and Vanna's long reign ended on Wheel of Fortune, in 2000, one of the show's early producers, Diane Eaton, shared an up and down little snippet. And speaking of blanks, Kevin Fagan joined us, who's now in his 45th year of creating the comic strip favorite Drabble for United Features. And what he calls his favorite part of the job, wondering what those 4 blank boxes at the end of the day will bring.
I never draw a blank.
Keep rubbing your artificial intelligence in my face.
I never feel threatened by artificial intelligence.
Stop rubbing.
Ha.
As for artificial laughs, TV's iconic news magazine 60 Minutes aimed for shorter attention spans with 60 seconds on a subject near and dear to a down guy, inappropriate chuckling. Not to be confused with irrational exuberance, popularized by famed Fed Chairman Alan Greenspan, who called in, or the delayed exuberance I felt after scoping out what our listener chatters happened to be chatting about during an Up and Down Guys rerun.
How did you come up with the name Drabble?
I don't know if I heard it on a Monty Python show or what, but I heard the last name Drabble, and I wondered if it was a real word, so I went to the dictionary to look up Drabble, and the definition was to wade through mud. And from that moment on, I liked it, because that kind of describes the characters. They're kind of wading through the mud of life.
That's right.
That's sort of like Andy.
Yes, but I don't think Norman is as down a guy. Norman's not really
Norman's
a down
not
guy,
down.
right?
No, he's not down. He's just kind of dim.
A little befuddled at times.
A little befuddled, yeah. And Ralph is not really a down guy either.
Oh, no. He's blissfully ignorant at times, right?
Ignorance.
Or ignorantly blissful.
That's right.
Now, it's funny, you related with Norman earlier on, perhaps as you become Ralph's age, you're relating with him more, is that right?
That's exactly what happened. The strip started when I was in college, so I was 21 when I signed my contract. So the strips that I was doing in college were about what it was like to be a college goofball like I was, and that was pretty much Norman. Yeah. And then time passes, and I get married and have a family, and before I knew it, I had turned into Ralph, And so I guess I relate a little more to Ralph than I do to Norman these days.
One of many reasons I'm so impressed with Kevin's work is your characters have 5 fingers.
That's right.
They're usually shop teachers in comic strip. They're usually missing one finger.
Sometimes they have 4 and sometimes they have 5. It just depends on how much energy I have that day.
Oh, boy. What a great gig.
I'm glad you noticed.
What might be some of the up and downsides to your occupation?
Well, the upside is that you don't have somebody looking over your shoulder and constantly critiquing my work. Yeah, and so what I do is I'll mail off a week's worth of cartoons at a time to my syndicate, and if all's going well, I never hear from them.
How often is that the case where you don't hear from them? Is that usually the case?
I heard from them a lot when I was starting out, and I haven't talked to anybody there in probably about 5 years or something.
Oh, is that beautiful?
Yeah. Well,
that's success. Then.
I wouldn't mind a phone call once in a while.
Oh, now he's lonely. Now he's complaining.
Yeah, but actually that's one of the downsides of it is because it's a very solitary way to make a living. It's the cartoonist in his studio all by himself.
Right.
And there's nobody to really bounce ideas off of. I try to bounce them off my family, but they don't really care.
Now,
really know
Kevin,
what I do.
Oh, really?
In my field, I'm a psychologist, and we have these annual conventions every year, and the one this year was in D.C. There were 14,000 psychologists in D.C. So now, do the cartoonists have annual conventions where you congregate, and is that a way to commune with others?
The National Cartoonist Society, which is cartoonists from actually all over the world, really, gather once a year for the Reuben Awards, and it's kind of like the Oscars of cartooning.
Right.
I don't know how one gets one. I haven't received one yet, but
You've not been nominated?
no, I'm not.
You will.
Well, I'm not too bitter about it.
No, that's not what it's all about anyway.
So what were we talking about?
He's so unbitter, he's totally forgotten.
Oh, he was just wading through mud there.
But then there's groups of cartoonists in different parts of the country that get together, and there's a few of us down in Orange County and San Diego County, and we get together for lunch every couple of months or something like that.
Now, who do you hang out with from the comic strip world?
Well, Mark O'Hara, who draws Citizen Dog, he lives down not too far from me.
Right.
Jeff Keane, who is the son of Bill Keane, who's the creator of Family Circus.
Right.
He lives down there. Greg Evans, who draws the strip Luann. Vic Lee, who drew a strip called I Need Help, and he's in the process of creating a new one.
Ooh, I like that strip. I Need Help. That sounds like it's right up my alley.
Yeah.
Don't agree so quickly.
Sorry. No, there's a few of us, and we get together every now and then. It's kind of fun because cartoonists have nobody to talk to because nobody understands the problems that a cartoonist has. And nobody ever wants to hear you complain about anything because it's like a dream job, which I fully realize.
Tell me about it. Kevin has brought us some originals, and he even drew up an original for our show. Ooh, let's hear a narration from God, the creator of this.
Ralph says, Honey Bunch, are we expecting company tonight? And she says, yes, Ralph, the Hendersons are coming for dinner. And Ralph just heaves a big, heavy sigh, and you notice he's in his underwear. Heaves a big, heavy sigh, walks to the front door and says, okay, you can come in, I guess.
That is
Ralph
so
obviously
cute.
wasn't expecting company.
Right.
Oh, he looks angry.
Yeah, Ralph's not the kind of guy who would bother to put clothes on for people when they drop by.
I love the hairy arms.
Look at that befuddled expression on the lady, too.
Hairy arms. And another compliment that I get is people like whatever you call those things that hold up your socks, that Fred Mertz used to wear. I've never actually seen a real pair of those, so I don't know if I draw them right.
How can you do that? How can you draw from memory? I mean, that's the sign of a real artistic gift.
Some things just stick in your mind. You can never forget them.
Let's try another one.
Here we are in Las Vegas, Honey Bunch. And she says, I already missed the kids. I know, but I'm glad we didn't bring them. I intend to do some serious wagering, and I don't need any distractions. Hand me my roll of nickels, please. She says, here you go, Maverick.
Wow.
That's a real life thing. I go to Las Vegas with a roll of nickels. Yeah.
Boy, they can't wait for you to come. They comp you in a Motel 6?
Yeah. They get all my money, but it just takes a while. And it's not very much.
Yeah.
So.
I'm going to be brazen here, and this is almost a fantasy, but I'm going to share the stage a minute with Kevin Fagan and show a couple of these strips that I drew that actually marked my being a down guy.
Oh,
now, I used to draw as a kid when I was little, but these were probably the first strips I drew as an adult. See if my personality has changed any since Dr. K's great therapy. Let's see.
Thinking.
Bars are the worst. All right, that's the first.
Cute bartender tells him,
Come on now, cheer up. Maybe that's why I'm not meeting anybody. I must look as miserable as I feel. I better change my strategy. Now he's all smiling. Look, Ellen, another drunk. Let's leave. Now talk about a down guy.
That was good.
Very good.
That's funny. Depressing, but funny.
Thrilling, sharing the stage with Kevin. She's it. She's the girl I've been looking for.
He tells her,
I want to protect you. I want to care for you. I want to watch over you.
She tells him,
I'm a trial lawyer and I own 7 condos.
He says,
Protect me. Care for me. Watch over me. Here, let me show the original.
Kevin created for the show.
I wasn't sure what to draw.
Wow.
Up and down guys just kind of inspired that. And Ralph, with the grim look on his face, says, believe it or not, I'm the up guy.
That's great.
Man, I could really use a vacation.
Pardon me. You inappropriately chuckled.
Huh?
I'm Mike Cowan. I'm Morley Cowan. I'm Ed Cowan. I'm Steve Cowan. I'm Leslie Cowan. This story next on 60 Seconds. Inappropriate chuckling. Millions are stricken with this affliction, and millions more victimized by it. But if you think the people who inappropriately guffaw after making a statement that's less than funny are funny, think again. Meet Perry Brock, a meat cutter from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Been married 35 years. Hard to believe.
There's nothing inherently amusing about being married for 35 years. Why did you chuckle?
Why did I what?
Chuckle.
I don't know.
Forgive me, but you did it again. You're inappropriately chuckling.
That's funny.
No, it isn't. I'm not Morley Safer. We'll be back next time with another edition of 60 Seconds. 60 Seconds, a weekly news magazine. Pamphlet. You know, there's also inappropriate smiling. Roger Stone and his idol Nixon, big inappropriate smilers. Nixon smiled when the helicopter took him away. Stone flashed a grin in Nixon's V for victory after he was indicted. Carter was an inappropriate smiler in places. Pat Robertson, huge inappropriate smiler.
Terrorists always find a way to infiltrate our communities. Take our water supply, please.
Comedy styling of Pat Robertson, ladies and gentlemen.
On that show, some people always wondered, did they intentionally pick idiots for contestants to make the people at home feel smart? I mean, did you ever see it where the blank uck of the Irish, Pat, is there an F? I'd like an F. What was the story? Fill us in.
They actually did have to pass a puzzle test. It was pretty inane. So it didn't require a huge amount of intelligence to pass. But you'd be surprised how far people would travel to meet Pat and Vanna. It was shocking to me. Every time I went to one of those contestant searches, people drove for hundreds of miles just to take that 5-minute puzzle test. And then we'd say, no, you failed. You have to leave now.
What do you make of that?
People are just sick and desperate.
We care so much about our audience of chatters that we like to monitor the chat room to get a sense of what was on the people's minds when they reran our show, because we are so glued to your opinions.
We care about what you say.
Damon 9, Lumpy, so many followers of our show. We like to monitor what they have to say, even when we're gone. This is from one of our last reruns, show 22, I believe. And we're going to monitor some of the actual remarks in the chat room from that rerun, just to get a sense of what they were talking about. Let's see. We start off with Conky J is his or her name.
Okay.
And he is saying, hey, all. So Conky J obviously just entered the chat room, right?
Right.
Lumpy. There's Lumpy. Lumpy has a question. Is this a live up and down, guys? Good old Lumpy. Mag's mom. See ya, Wes. Have to go to the lawn and garden depot. Okay. Wes. See ya. What are you picking up? All right. Hannah Gem. I think it's a rerun. What do you think of this show? Mag's mom. A bunch of manure. What? Screw Mag's mom. How dare she?
Andy, she's answering Wes.
What do you mean? Wait. What are you picking up from the lawn and garden depot? A bunch of manure. Oh, okay. All right. Sorry, Mag's mom. I'm sorry. I misconstrued that. Serious Surfer. Oh, that's a cute name. Hi, everyone. Lumpy. Hi. How are the waves, Serious Surfer? Ray Charles. Oh, that's cute. See that? Charles with a Z. Yo, everyone. Barteron. Oh, good. The down guy's going on another virtual date. He's a hoot. Oh, right. Wow, a good old Barteron. Serious Surfer. He looks like Nicolas Cage. Oh, my God. Wow. I hope Serious Surfer is a cute woman. Wow. Lumpy. Are you blind? What? Screw Lumpy. The hell with him. That stinks.
Wait. Read the next line.
What? What do you mean? Ray Charles. No, man, I just dig his music. Oh, he was talking to Ray Charles. He said, are you blind? Ray Charles said, no, man, I just dig the music. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, Lumpy, if you're out there. I keep misconstruing. What else do we have here? Barteron. I wish they'd digitize all their shows so I could watch them at my leisure. God, I love Barteron. Ooh, Supermodel 2. Hi, Wes. Wes. Hi, Supermodel 2. How's that diet of yours coming along? He must have talked to Supermodel 2 before. Supermodel 2. Fine. Wes. Still avoiding sweets? Barteron. But I still love watching the up and down guys live, too.
You're
Barteron.
right.
That's great. Supermodel 2. I'd rather vomit. What? God. Screw you, Supermodel 2.
Wait. I think
that is lousy. I don't care what you say.
I think she's answering Wes.
Wait. Wes. Oh, right. That way you can eat anything you want. Oh, of course. That's what supermodels do. She'd rather vomit than avoid sweets. So Wes says, how's that diet of yours coming along? Supermodel 2 said, fine. Wes said, still avoiding sweets. And Supermodel 2 said, she'd rather vomit than avoid sweets. Oh, I'm sorry. Again, I have to apologize. Supermodel 2. No, Wes, I was talking about the show. What? Please, Scott, tell me there's an up interpretation here somewhere. Please.
Okay, there is.
What? What is it?
At least she's talking about the show.
Yeah, okay. We're about a minute away from Alan Greenspan, who never does these shows. He did our show, when we started out?
The stock market was doing a lot better.
That's right.
I want you to be really hard-nosed here.
Yeah, whenever you're ready. I always get nervous when I talk to this guy. This is like talking to Mount Rushmore or something. Yeah, Mr. Greenspan. Yes, hi. Yeah, this is Andy Cowan on the Up and Down Guys. Wait. I don't like how you said that. He said hi, but he said hi. Interest rates are going to be high. Well, what is that? What does that mean? Is that some veiled reference? Sir, I always weigh whatever you say. Uh-huh. No, I'll lower my voice. He said lower. Ooh, that's good. Lower interest rates. Good. Okay. All right. So, sir, I asked you last time whether I could put your voice on the air. Would you mind this time?
Yeah.
Okay, we won't.
Oh.
Tell us, sir, what is your mood like these days? Because it's been a very rough week. And Rosie. Oh, Rosie.
Positive.
Wow. Okay. Well, roses are beautiful, but they also have thorns that can gash you and make you bleed. And Mr. Greenspan, which is it? What are you trying to say, sir? Oh, he's allergic to roses. What kind of reaction do you get? Uh-huh. Oh, watery eyes. Yeah. Oh, skin itches. Yeah. Ooh, itches. You know what they say about itchy palms? That means you're coming into money. Wait, is that the message, Mr. Greenspan? No, I'll lower my voice. Ooh, good. He said lower again. Scott, do you have a question for Mr. Greenspan?
Yes, Mr. Greenspan. How do you not let the ups and downs of the stock market get to you?
Ooh, that's a good question. Oh, really? He drinks a lot.
Ah.
Wow, that's interesting. Well, what's your pleasure, sir? Uh-huh. Oh, vodka, yeah. Straight up. Mm-hmm. Straight up. What, interest rates are just going straight up? Mr. Greenspan?
Maybe the stock market's going up.
Oh, with a twist. Vodka straight up with a twist. What's the twist? Lime. Uh-huh. Oh, lime. Green. Green means money. That's good.
Speaking of green, I never realized this, but you have a perfect name for your line of work.
Oh, Greenspan.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Boy, he doesn't laugh. He hasn't laughed at anything you've said. Or You're very serious, Mr. Greenspan.
Very serious profession.
He's not done drinking. What else do you... A beer chaser. Oh. Well, what kind of beer do you like? Low and brow. Uh-huh. Low interest rates. That's good. That's good. Bud. That's good. That's a good beer. Wiser. Bud, what? Wiser. Wait, are you saying that we could all stand to be wiser? Well, is that more of that irrational exuberance you're talking about, Mr. Greenspan? Yeah, I'll lower my voice. Lower again with a lower. My God.
I like that.
Oh, now he's defending himself. He does laugh at things. Well, who makes you laugh? Uh-huh. The Three Stooges. You have a favorite Stooge? Nah, do him. He's going to do his curly for me.
Okay.
Mr. Greenspan, that sounded more like Shemp. Oh, that sounds more like curly. There you go. Wait a minute. That was a correction. That was a major correction.
Correction.
Mr. Greenspan, are you trying to... Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
And we'll take a break as we do our Three Stooges impression. Stay tuned.
If you enjoyed this episode, it's free to subscribe. And please rate and review us. And give us a follow on X at Andy G. Cowan. Well, we want to thank Ellen Greenspan, Kevin Fagan, the Up and Down Girl, Kim Rogers, Diane Eaton, producer Lindsay Floyd, Stephanie and Brian Kahn, Robbie Gessel, and we fondly remember Robert Schimmel. And thank you, our listeners, for your uplifting support. In the U.S., Canada, Ireland, even Romania.
Nothing to sneeze at.
With you, everything's nothing to sneeze at. Come visit AndyCowan.net for a way to reach out and get my big book, Banging My Head Against the Wall, A Comedy Writer's Guide to Seeing Stars, forward by Jay Leno, available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Black Rose Writing, and at the National Comedy Center in Lucille Ball's hometown, Jamestown, New York. Hitchin' on the Highway of Life, opening theme by yours truly, instrumental performance by Marty Rifkin, the full tune also available on Amazon, musical stingers by Steve Crum, Lazy Day closing theme by the Bob Mincer Big Band.
For your mental wellness, you can reach me at drscottk@psysolutions.net.
Until next session, I'm Andy Cowan.
And I'm Dr. Scott Kapoyan.
The real Dr. K.
For now, I see our time is up.